So I have to pull some cards right now. A longer message is coming soon, you guys, but I know Spirit has something to say to us right now. And it's probably going to read me to filth because there's a reason I've been avoiding this message. But I feel it coming. Come on, Spirit, get us together. What are our delusions that need to be shattered? It's always a good thing to have your illusions and delusions shattered. So don't hate the messenger who came through and shattered your delusions. They're your delusions. Don't be mad at somebody else. So everybody's like on 10 right now, and you gotta do what makes you happy. Ouch. Yes, 5 of Swords. A lot of hurtful words have been said. Really just mean ways of treating people and ways of dealing with people that was just mean and unnecessary. And it's like tit for tat and eye for an eye. You go back and forth and it just gets worse and worse. And whoever has the most capacity to feel in this situation is the person who's hurting the most from it. So if you consider yourself an empath, empathetic person, or somebody who's human and feels, you don't want to be engaging in these type of interactions with people where you know it's going to bring out the lowest common denominator. Just abstain. A lot of people don't understand why I don't talk about certain things or why I talk about certain things the way that I do. They just don't understand because I'm not trying to be involved in all the politics. The way things matter, the way that people think things matter, no they don't. Get out of my video. The way people think that things matter, no they don't. What really matters for like all the people who are the ones to feel the chosen ones sent to deliver prophecies and messages, now's your time, and you have to protect your intellectual property rights and the fruits of your labor. And it's like it goes further than trademarks and copyrights and things like that to spiritual protections over your creations. Because like eyes aren't going to be in every place at once. It was great, thank you.
Sorry it took so long to get it to you.
It's okay, appreciate you.
So the chef makes it himself. When they freeze it, it gets like super hard. So we gotta like let it sit for like 5
okay.
minutes before we can do it.
It was good. Thanks.
Yeah, good evening.
You too, thank you. This is your time to shine. So this is a 6 of Wands. This is like accolades, trophy, being recognized for your work. A lot of spiritual workers and intuitive healers. Wow, don't say the word intuitive healer in front of an old head because they will go nuts. So I got this reading once from an elder, and it's coming up now because it was at an event that I was tabling at doing readings. And as soon as she walked in, I felt her energy towards me like negative. Like, what is this bitch doing here and cringing on my space? Because she came to do readings too. But her whole vibe was totally different than mine. Like, she was completely decked out. Like, she had all types of adornments on her. She looked like a doll. Her face was painted white like a doll. And everybody went, like so many people there wanted to get a reading from her. The only people that got readings from me were the people that literally came just to get readings from me. So when I finally got the chance to go and sit with her for a reading, she was surprised that I wanted a reading, and she was happy. And in her reading of me, I saw her change from being skeptical and curious, but on the skeptical side of me, to support and love and admiration. And she said that for me, I will do a lot of things that the elders felt was impossible for them, and they might try to stop me or not support me, but on the way of me doing it, they'll be inspired. Story of my life. Story of my life. But this is to say that like I hear a lot of people wish for mentorship, wish for support. I'm right here, you guys. You don't have to wish that hard. I'm literally right here. But two, like, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do without mentorship and without support. And I find that the biggest obstacle that a lot of my people have is, one, like, letting the ego accept support, because a lot of us want to feel like we did it all ourselves, and that's also what we consider to be a virtue, because being able to do things all ourselves had been considered a virtue in a lot of our families. Hence the eldest child healing, which I just completed for Patreon, so check that out. So we're in a contemplation phase right now. It's like balance, temperance, letting the energy flow so that we can understand it, and we can understand like what's happening and what's going on. Uh-oh. Ace of Wands, somebody's gonna be getting some dick. I hope. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles right under that, you know, and this is generational wealth. So yes, if you're not fucking for generational wealth, baby, what is you doing? That's what we doing here. You sorry, get with the program. Get with the program or not. Like, I'm saying, like, it's just like, right now, what's really coming up, bruh, like, this is subspace. There's such a thing as subspace. And this is what happens for a lot of my feminines when you're trying to have a conversation with a man and you're not able to get your words out. There's a couple things that could be going on, and one of them is that you could be in subspace. So this is a man who's like extremely dominant and masculine, and you feel comfortable submitting to him, and he puts you in that zone of like, yes, please, yes, anything you want. And so at that point, if you have an issue, if you need to say no, if you need to tell him what you're thinking or something, it becomes infinitely harder to do that because you're in subspace. Compounded with physical memory of physical abuse, if you've been in an abusive relationship or if you were abused as a child, that will make it hard to speak up and say what you need to say. And it becomes like a battle. So that's what this is, the Seven of Wands. It becomes a battle, but the battle is coming because you're not protected. The Seven of Wands has to fight everybody herself. But see, what comes next is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is the queen. She doesn't have to fight anybody. She's the Queen of Pentacles. She's sitting on a big pentacle. She's good. And like, look at her face. Look at her face. But she is her, and she remembers this time. And that's how she became the Queen of Pentacles. So don't underestimate this journey. And fighting the good fight today is what you need to do. As grounded as you can possibly be, as firmly grounded in reality as you can possibly be, that is what is needed right now. This was a message that just really had to come out to my people, but there it is, and I'll be sharing it with y'all. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/rootchakragoddess, for my upcoming Mercury retrograde in Gemini, Scorpio full moon reading. We going in, all the way in, and y'all know this is really my time to shine, because if you look at my birth chart, it's all Gemini and all Scorpio all up and through there, mixed with Capricorn, which Capricorn is all about work. Capricorn is about their business. So my business is talking Gemini about sex, death, rebirth, the occult, Scorpio. And I've done the work. I've put in that work to make myself feel secure, to give myself structure, to protect myself, and still continuously building on that at all times. So don't try me, honey. Don't try me, honey. But why would you? It's so funny. I love how one of my mentors used to get so mad at me all the time for, like, so many people have gotten so mad at me for like bossing up on my haters on my social, but they don't understand that people really try to make it hard for some of us. People really try to make it hard for some of us, and we're not doing nothing, but we're not giving them no more attention because they don't deserve it. And it is like that at this point. Like, the only thing that deserves your attention and that deserves any of your energy to be fixated on it at all is something that's making your life easier, more happy, more glorious. Yes, you know, you gotta vent and get your feelings out, but there's a lot of things that's just not worth it to fixate on at this point. And you know, a lot of stuff is only problems if you make it that. Ouch. Yeah, like, exactly. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. This is a huge energy of what we're working with right now. Of people are having to come out of victimhood consciousness, and that includes the narcissistic triangulation dynamics of victim, savior, perpetrator, where people like to insert themselves, as you see in the white savior complex. People like to insert themselves as a savior in this victim perpetrator dynamic that has nothing to do with them. You know, 5 of Cups, crying over spilled milk. There's a lot of that in the collective. And what you see, like, there's this 5 of Cups crying over spilled milk, but then the tide washes back in and replenishes those cups and puts them right side up. Just what was once tipped over and ruined is now set right, and it happened just that fast. And you can't get caught up in, like, these stories. What is the story you're telling yourself about? Why did that cup tip over? Because I wasn't strong enough to hold it, or because I wasn't paying good enough attention. It was my fault. There's always a place where you have to accept blame or place blame on someone else, but let's go to a place where that doesn't exist and where that's not needed. The 9 of Staves. Like, she's been at this for a long time. This journey don't get old, because it's always ever replenishing itself, and there's another corner to turn. There's always another corner to turn. And look, now we have the King of Pentacles. So wow, you turn that corner and you found the King of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, you found the King of Pentacles. That is wealth. And we had the 10 of Pentacles come up in this reading, and now we have the 8 of Wands. That's quick with the quickness, the worlds, an end of a cycle and an end of an era. So it's happening fast, really fast. And this end of an era, these pentacles, King and Queen of Pentacles, what these are referring to is a wealth that is timeless and everlasting, that goes beyond this capitalist, colonialist society, settler, colonialist nation state, genocidal maniac culture. It goes deeper and further beyond that, and it's something that, like, many people's minds are too colonized and too confined to imagine, like, what does success mean to you outside of just having a lot of money? Because, like, yes, we want a lot of money, yes, we'll have a lot of money, and that's necessary to make these things happen, but there's a currency that is older than money, and that is the first healer of everything. That is the first medicine, that is the first money, that is the first exchange. That's energy. And with that flow that's natural, then you and yours will always be provided for. And that flow naturally comes from the flow of emotions. So this time it's mastering emotions, and it's mastering the ability to receive and not only give. Because a lot of us are conditioned to give too much, and we can't receive. And for those people who are conditioned to give too much and unable to receive, it'll always feel like you give more than you get. It'll always feel like you're not cared for. You care for others, but they don't care for you. Because they can't, because there's not room. And you might not have room for other people to care for you because you keep people around you who can't care for you. So clear them the fuck out. This is a season where we really need nurturing and we need support. And especially those who nurture and support others need that. So if that's not being given to you, provided to you in a relationship that you're engaging in, you need to speak up to get your needs met. And you also need to, if they're not going to be met and to your satisfaction, be willing to disconnect and deal with whatever grief and whatever you have to deal with that comes up as a result of that. That's all I wanted to say. Stay tuned for the stay tuned for the next reading, because I'm gonna go in. There's more, trust me, but this is just a little something to message that I wanted to get out to y'all today. So I hope that it finds you well and you're able to do everything that you need to do to put yourself and keep yourself in a good place. Masalam.